So, welcome to tutorial 2B of my tutorial to model a Star Trek based spaceship. In the last tutorial we modeled the buzzard collectors of the warp engines, and today we actually want to model the warp engines themselves. Here the only thing I did is to copy this one to have a better image for it. Now I will just delete it again and continue with this one. Let's move our saucer section again to layer 1, or let's say 3. And let's click on this layer. Let's drag the whole object to here, to the middle, approximately to the middle. That's okay right now. Or we can set it exactly to the middle. These values. Okay. So now we want to do the rest of our warp engines, like I said. Was just thinking. Okay, so let's go to edit mode by pressing tab and select just these outer vertices and scale it up a little bit, like this. I want them to be a little bit bigger and to have a more distance to this area here. And then let's select all these edges on the bezel. So let's go to edge selection and alt select all these vertices. This time I don't want to just extrude it. Instead I want to copy them like this. So I have now all the edges we see here are there 2 times right now. I can show that like this, and now I press escape so that it is on the same place again, and I will extrude that part just to have 2 separate parts here in one model. So not G, sorry. Now I press the key E on the keyboard and extrude that along the Y-axis. Like this. A little bit more actually, like until here. Let's press the smooth button, and actually since we are modeling here again, we should say I think we did that before. If you if you click and hold this small user interface element here, you can choose which view should join to which other view. We want to join the lower view to the upper view, so we will do that, and we will do the same here. Oops, not this actually. Oops, again. So, and so. Then we can do that. Then we have a big area again. Okay. So we want to have that smooth, and we have the same problem we had in our very first tutorial with the normals again. So we will just press Ctrl N to recompute them. Of course we have to select them first, so Ctrl N, okay. And now since we have separate parts here, we just need to press the L key to select those keys, and we can continue modeling it. Actually we want to have those keys. So I alt selected them again. Let's look on our object from the side. Quite okay right now. Maybe let's continue that along the Y-axis by pressing, maybe it should do it slower, G for grabbing, Y for along the Y-axis, moving along the Y-axis, and then we want to have the same height here like we have here, but actually this looks quite boring. It's just a line right now. So for this reason we want to loop, cut and slide all this part here and let's say approximately here, and scale it up. Oh, sorry, so scale it up. Okay, let's move it along the y-axis a little bit more to here, and loop cut it again, and scale it up. Maybe this should be more here and not so big. Scale it down again, and scale this down too, like this. Okay. So and then let's again extrude it along the y-axis. So let's put it temporarily here and repair this problem by loop cut and slide that again, and defining our model better. It's this one. And actually I don't like that so much, so let's do it more like this. Maybe even like this, and then we need another loop cut and slide here. Let's look from it from our front view. Yeah, that could look quite good. Let's see the final result when it's finished. Okay, I was just afraid that I don't record everything, so just continue. Then you can select all these edges again. And let's see, reduce its size a little bit, move it upwards, this, extrude it again, scale it down, but actually not scale it down, just scale it down via the z-axis, move it a little bit more out, and more, scale it down. Now we can scale it down completely, not only the z-axis, until here. Okay, looks too short, but we can scale it up afterwards. Now we have to deal with this hole here. So let's go to vertex mode again. Of course we could just close it like we closed all our meshes, our surfaces until now, but actually I want to have it like that there's a hole inside here. So let's first make this hole before we close the hole which is here. So the hole I'm talking about is the one which has the blue warp plasma. So before we do that again, let's select all these vertices and see if we selected all. No. So let's switch this on, deselect all, and let's select all of that again. Actually no, sorry, just those. And make this so much longer, even more longer. I like long warp drives. Oops. So, like this. So now let's go to face selection and select this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this and this, this and this, and this and this, and okay. Then let's make it more easy. Deselect all and say box select, and then we will just do this. Okay, this didn't work. Then we will just do this, this. The advantage is that with this box selection we also select the vertices or the faces on this side. So let's deactivate it and shift select the one which is missing. Okay, that's it. So let's delete those faces. Ta-da! They're over there. So now let's go to vertex selection and align these vertices a little bit better. So let's select this single vertex, this one, and this one, and scale it up through the z-axis. So excellent. This, and this need to be scaled up to the z-axis a little bit too. No, I'm not agreed with what I am saying, but with which I am saying right now. So let's select this vertex, this vertex, this vertex, this vertex. So all the vertices here, this, and scale it down to the z-axis with 0. So you have it like that. Quite good. Let's do the same here. Boop, 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 tap, tap, tap. Scale z 0. So let's deselect all vertices and look what we have. Yeah, quite good. Yeah, I am very satisfied with this result. Let's see, jawohl. Can select all these vertices and so all these edges here, and we can select all these edges too. Then we need also let's go to edge selection. This edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, this, and this, so that we have selected all our surrounding edges here. You see? Like that. Okay. Let's look to our warp engine from above. Go to see-through mode, pressing Z. And now actually it would be wise to have a second view here from the side, and maybe a third view from the front or from the back, like this, and here actually maybe a little bit more perspective and nosy. Let's now check for no, let's continue modeling it actually. So this is the above view, this is the perspective view. So actually now it's a perspective view. Okay, so now we will extrude all of them and scale them down. Just a little bit. Watch. While you're doing this, watch all of these meshes what is actually happening. So let's control it now, how it looks. Okay. Okay. So not bad, but not perfect. Let's scale it down along the x-axis. More. Like this. Okay. Now I am quite satisfied. Just give me one moment to think. Okay. Okay. And now let's first add a sphere while we are in this mode. So we place our 3D cursor inside this warp engine and say until while we are in edit mode, and say add mesh UV sphere. And since we are still in edit mode, it's the same object, so the subsurface modifier is influencing this too, so we don't need so many vertices again. Let's reduce it to 8 and 8. So subsurface modifier, this should be fine. For some reason it became red. We don't want to have it red, but actually there are some similarities. So let's first of all, this poor red for the buzzard collector is a little bit boring, so let's add there while we are here cloud texture and say buzzard cloud, buzzard cloud, and remove this strange pink here and make a yellow orange out of it, maybe a little bit more dark, more red also. This, okay. And let's see our result. Of course, because this is not emitting, the other value is much higher. Now let's emit this one too, and then it should look fine. Let's just deactivate this so that we can see it. Okay. Oh, white specular is actually not good either. So let's make a yellow specular out of that and increase our emit value here again. And then we can copy this one and say so buzzard red light. Here this 2 is indicating that now 2 material slots are using this material. We don't want that, just wanted to copy it, so we press here and now they are decoupled. And that we will say warp blue light. So let's change the color to blue and the specular also to blue. Of course it uses the same texture right now. We want to separate them too and say warp cloud here too, and make it like this. It's emitting, it should be emitting more. Another thing, an important thing is mapping here. We have generated coordinates. Let's take the global value. Here's the global value, and let's do the same for the buzzard red light. This means actually when the ship moves, our texture moves too. Actually the texture is not moving, the ship is moving, but the texture is just sticks on the blade, which looks like it moves, and this movement looks very natural and is quite cool, I think. So let's select now warp blue light and say assign to our sphere. Okay, we don't need this menu anymore, let's remove it and go to see-through mode and scale our sphere along the Y axis. Scale it more, scale it more, scale it more, and now we have this problem here that it doesn't fit very well into our mesh, which is actually not a problem. We will repair it. Let's make this see-through too and adjust the height also like this. And now let's move this one along the Y-axis 5 blender units above. So, and remove the set, see-through stuff. So now we can just loop, cut and slide this one. Okay, then let's also move it 5 blender units of GX9. Okay, so let's select all of them, press G, X, and 5. So we move the 5 blender units to the Z axis and 5 blender unit to the x-axis, so we can redo that to put it again into our mesh, and here we can just prepare or model our ship better. Oops. Let's try it here. No. Okay, actually we started bad. UV sphere is not a good idea. So let's select all of them and remove them. And instead of this way, we will do it quite better by adding a cube. So this cube is a wise choice, since the subsurface of a cube is always a sphere. That's the reason. So here we have better control, so let's scale it up to the y-axis. Move it to here. Then we can now easily select the face. Let's press Ctrl up here. Scale it up. See, okay, too big. Should still be inside the mesh. Okay. And this one should of course be smaller, especially along the z-axis. So we have much less vertices to deal with, and now actually our loop cut and slice will work much better. We already defined roughly the outline of our blue warp plasma stuff, so we can just select these vertices and say hide by pressing H, and if you press Alt H it will just appear again, so don't be afraid, it's not gone. So H to disappear, that may make them disappear, and take loop cut and slide again to now model it much better than before. Oop. Oop. Okay, perfect. And say smooth, 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 smooth. Also we should have to say smooth here in object mode. So, and doesn't look so bad, doesn't look so good too. Okay, of course we have this hole here right now, and we don't want to have it. So let's make Alt H to let them appear again. So we have a lot of holes right now, and we have of course to let these disappear. Now let's select this edge and this edge. Go to this mode to see the whole structure. Yes, it's okay. And let's symmetrically select this edge and this edge, and then scale it down along the x-axis until it's connected with this blue area, this blue warp engine area. So now let's select vertex selection and select this vertex here and this vertex here, and again we need to do the same on the other side. Of course we could have used a subsurface modifier here, a mirror modifier here, but there's not so much stuff to do symmetrically, so we can do that manually too. So now we will scale this down along the x-axis to close this too. So let's see, we still have of course holes here, so let's select those vertices here, and since we have the same on the lower side, okay, we didn't do it. Ah yes, we can still do it, okay. Okay, so let's select those vertices too, the lower ones, 1, 2, 3, and scale it down along the x-axis. Okay, then here's still one, and here, let's scale that down too, and then we can select this, and this too. Oops. Funny. Okay, then let's reduce the height of that. Oh, okay, no. Let's select this and this vertex too, and then reduce the height a little bit, like this. Okay, just realized something which I don't like on the warp engines here. I want to have them quite flat here, so let's hide all these faces here again and try to repair this by doing this and this, and then doing this and this. Okay, looks much better for my eyes. Let's search for other holes. And move it along the y-axis to close this too. So, right, okay, and now let's do another loop cut and slide here, another loop and cut slide here. Then let's go to face selection and let's see if we are able to make a face between those two faces. No. Then let's make it like this. We go to edge selection and connect this edge with this edge, pressing F. No, not agreed. Then let's do it with this, let's see. Okay, of course. So to do that we need more loop cut and slides. One here, one here, one here, and one here. So this time this should look much better. Okay, so let's do it with the correct material immediately. We want to have the hull actually is already selected. So let's press F. Now it works correctly. And do it with those two edges too. No, looks bad. Let's remove it. Remove all of that and do it again on another way. And select this edge and this edge and just extrude it along the Z axis and scale it down. And not scale it down. So let's first extrude that along the Z axis. Here, extrude again. Here. And then let's remove the face here. Like this one, extrude it down along the Z axis. Here, extrude it again along the Z axis and remove the face. And now you should be easily able. Okay, we have a small problem here. So let's select the vertex from this line here and this one and say, let's see if this is really the edge. Yes. Let's say scale that 0 and move it up a little bit. Then let's select this. Let's see if we have the correct line. Yeah, looks good. Say scale 0 and move it down a little bit. So then we can select this edge and say face and say assign. Edge and face, assign. Now let's see this stuff here. Here we have the same problem. If we would have did it better, we wouldn't have run into this problem, but we can easily repair it. So let's select it again, say this, move it down a little bit. Let's select this and this, scale it along the Z axis, move it up a little bit. So, and then we can select this edge and say face. Okay. Assign. Okay, looks quite okay for me. But wasn't worth the work actually. We could have done it much easier. So for example, let's do it this time like that. Copy those both faces here and select them, then we will just copy them, move it a little bit up and then extrude it down along the Z axis like this, and then we can work with our loop cut and slide tool again. So much easier here. And then to have it on both sides the same, actually I want to use the mirror modifier. Yes, I will use it. So let's select all outer vertices by pressing L and separate them temporarily. Then we can take those vertices here and move it along the x-axis 5 blender units to separate them temporarily. Then we can go to edit mode, go to vertex selection and see-through mode, and then we can remove, let's remove those vertices here, x vertices. then what we need, of course, is another modifier that is I just removed what we did, didn't I? Yes, I did. So remove them. So let's see if the mirror modifier is flexible enough to make it in the other direction. Mirror. Oh, it is. Very, very nice. Okay. I didn't copy that. So let's take it and go move it to here. Now I see that it was a little bit too big. Oops. We can separate them too. And then we can select those both objects and say join. Scale it down along the x-axis a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. So, quite nice. And then something else, I don't know if that will be good, but we'll try it out. Let's go here, we have the buzzer transparent. Let's copy the buzzer transparent and make single use and say warp transparent, and here we will use a light blue like this. And now we will try to make this transparency here, so let's say face and assign. Okay, then this one, no, let's deactivate this. So it should be more easy to select the correct vertices. I don't know why it's always swapping. This is the material, a little bit annoying, but it's okay. So let's select this face. Oh, here, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, and this one, this one, and this one. Also select this one and this one, sign this small one and this small one face, sign this one and this one face, assign 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 okay. We lost somehow our this one here. Ah, okay, no, it's not lost actually, but it should be out of this transparent material, so like this. Oh, we have a hole here. Okay, just had this selected while I moved this, so let's undo that and select those, and then move it out again. So, and to be even more perfect, we can go to vertex selection and say select this vertex, this vertex, this vertex, and move it down, inside. We can do the same with those vertices here. Move it down. Okay. This was 5 blender units, so let's move it back. Oops, minus 5 blender units. So it's there again. Let's save our file. Oh, I didn't save it yet. So all the warp engines. Save. Something else I wanted to do is, we can do that simple, is to add something here. Okay, we can add, I don't know, let's add a plane with all standard assign and move it to the x-axis, not so much, scale it down, scale it down, scale it down, scale it down, and scale it up along the x-axis a little bit and move it into the mesh, and in the, not of course here, like here, so scale it down a little bit, then move this one here, then select all of them and extrude it a little bit along the x-axis so that it became more dimensional. Okay, then you can smooth it again. So let's select them and move it a little bit more to the back part of the ship. Now we can do something cool here. And we have those little quite nice wings, mini wings there. We can now say that we want to have, UVC is too much. Let's select the cube, scale it down. Well, scale it down a little bit too much, I know it's just inside the mesh. Scale it down. Okay, let's do it like this. Whoop. So. So then we can look cut and light it here a little bit to make the shape better. Here we have the small sphere. So let's move it a little bit inside. So like this. Smooth again. Okay. Maybe we should subdivide this a little bit to have a rounder shape. So. And this one should be called white. Cycle light. So let's give it a complete white. Intensive one, emitting one. Actually, not completely emitting. Also, we didn't assign it yet. So let's assign. So. Let's go to curve graph editor, and here's our white cycle light, which is not a cycle light right now, but will become a cycle light now. Okay, let's see. Let's go to frame 1. Just let's think about a blinking effect. It should make something like bam bam, nothing. Bam bam, nothing. So bam bam. Let's try it out with 0 at the beginning, of course. Then let's go to frame 5. 5 is very. Let's go to frame 10 and say still 0. Yeah, still 0. And then let's go to frame 20 and let's make a quite high flash here. So let's say 7, even 7. It's a small byte, so it should be heavy. Let's make this one flat, this, and then it should just flash. That's why it shouldn't keep those high value for a long time, just for, I don't know, let's say 5 frames. That's maybe already too much. So here this small jump is okay, and then it should immediately disappear again. So let's go to frame 30 and say 0. So I want to make our light doing this exactly 2 times in a short time period. So let's select now all these vertices and say Shift D, move it along the x-axis until okay, let's make it like this, and then let's select zoom in here and select this and scale it down. Scale this one down too. Okay, and then we can actually rotate it a little bit and move it along the y-axis so that the minimum value is 0 and will not become -0, which I don't like so much. And then we are in frame what? Frame 55. Then it should be at least for, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds. Let's say 3 seconds, so approximately 3 seconds, so 70 frames, nothing should appear. So 70 frames, 10, 20, 30, 40. No more keyframe to jump in this direction. Okay, then let's just say it ourselves. It was 55, 130 should be okay. So amazing, there is a keyframe to jump to. Yeah. So press I again, and again we don't want to mix this. So rotate and scale it down, especially this one here. You can just move it with G like everything else in Blender. Okay, now let's scale this down too. Okay, and then we already learned this mirror modifier stuff. Let's see if it is already there. Animating value, no it's not. So let's say key, no, candle, F modifier. Where was the F modifier again? Disable F curves. Oh, it's already there, so we just need to go into tab mode, say add modifier and say cycles. Nice. Already finished. forgot something with the tutorial, with the warp plasma of the warp warp engines. So it has actually to do with something with the texture. So let's look just at on our warp plasma here, and here we see what I actually did. I replaced the texture you had with a blended one. So here you should have a cloud texture that's now not a cloud texture anymore, it's a blended texture. So let's say warp blend. To do this you just need to switch this type of cloud to blend, and then open the color ramp here and put this kind of color here with a white not transparent one in the middle, so this one, and here at the outer edges of it quite a blue one with no alpha on both sides. And then of course you can deal with offsets and something like that to make the image you want like. But for me I realized that it is much easier to use just UV coordinates here too, although you can't see the blended generated blend texture here. Maybe there's a way, but I couldn't find a way. I never could find a way, unfortunately. Maybe there's a way. If you know some, I would be very thankful if you comment that in the comments in YouTube. How I did this is actually just to render the just the warp plasma. I removed everything, so the spaceship and the hull and the warp engines too, just so that I just had the warp plasma and looked how its orientation looked like. And then I realized that it was it was flipped 90 degrees, so not like I wanted it. For this reason I swapped the UV coordinates here 90 degrees also, and that was everything. Then you can also scale it up and scale it down, for example, if you're not satisfied with the result, and rotate it whatever you want. Well, that was actually all. If this explanation was not good enough for you to repeat the step, just comment it and I will add a short video dealing with that. Yeah, that's actually all. So see you in the next tutorial.